JSO Chief Tom Hackney announced yesterday that this case is now being looked at as a murder investigation. On Friday, Lonzi's mother's boyfriend, Ruben Ebron, reported him missing. He told police this car was stolen with the little boy inside. Now,
1 minute.
By Saturday morning, police start saying that they believe Ebron is lying and investigators aren't buying his story about the stolen car. He's still in police custody today, and JSO has named him as a suspect in Lonzi's disappearance. JSO has continued to say Lonzi's mother and biological father are not suspects in his disappearance, and they are being cooperative with police. And more than 200 tips have already come in this case, leading to officers to spots all over the South Side. Officers have been appearing to be concentrating on retention ponds and
well, Katie, I was on the south side of Jacksonville this morning.
Search teams out in the area, asking businesses in certain locations to stop pickup. More than 200 officers from different agencies have been helping with that search. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. Now, you can remain anonymous and you can receive a reward if your information leads to an arrest. Normally that reward is just up to $3,000.
Chief Tom Hackney with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Chief Tom Hackney is going to be approaching right now.
Good afternoon. This is the day 6 update for our search for 21-month-old Lonzi Barton. You know, yesterday and today, I am proud to be from Jacksonville. We reached out to this community, and they stepped up so amazingly large. This whole thing has truly broken my heart, but yet touched my heart when I see how this has come together. The support that this community has given to this child, to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, and the other officers from other agencies who have gotten out there and are searching, it's just amazing. We have received donations of water and snacks and bananas, and it just is nonstop. At our command post, it seems like a nonstop drop-off, and that is the support that these officers need to do this. That willingness to step up is just amazing. Into day 6, we continue strong with our belief that we will receive a resolution to this, but yet determined and frustrated. You know, the same agencies that I mentioned yesterday kind of had an alphabet soup of different counties that are coming up. My phone is ringing off the hook with law enforcement agencies who want to come help and citizens who want to come help. For now, the law enforcement agencies that are coming in, the numbers keep going up. Yesterday, the FHP called, Highway Patrol. They sent a group this morning, have some from Georgia that'll be coming to help tomorrow. And as this progresses, so do the list of willing law enforcement agencies to help. We have searched over 2,500 acres, and some of those 2,500 acres we've searched more than once, we've searched more than twice, we've been to the 3rd time. Environmental conditions change, physiological factors with Lonzi may change that cause us to want to look twice and 3 times at locations, and we'll do that. Over 40 bodies of water. I said if there's a puddle we're in it, well, we've been in 40 bodies of water counting. This is an intelligence-led investigation, and I'll take the intelligence from just about anywhere that I can. The frustrating part is the one person with the intelligence that I need still doesn't reach the level that I need it. We're moving a part of our operation from the south side up to the north side. And I'm still kind of developing the plan for where that location is and the location where we're going. But generally speaking, it's on the south end, it's the Trout River. On the east, with the 95 as the westernmost border out to the ocean and up to Nassau County. That's a huge area. That's half of what we consider to be our north end zone there. And we're still working to develop that. But I said we will go where the tips and information leads us, and that's where we're going. That doesn't mean we're done on our south side yet, because I will leave no stone unturned, and some of those stones have yet to be unturned on the south side. There's a whole bunch more stones to turn on the north side, and we're going that way. So that's actually starting today. We'll move into that tomorrow, and this operation keeps going. This is putting together a puzzle with law enforcement help, with public help. What I'm needing from the public, and this is kind of where I just alluded to, that area on the north side, from our Thursday at around 7 p.m. till Friday morning at 2:20 when this 911 call was received, I'm looking for this car. And in that north side area that I identified, and it'll be through the PIO, but basically the Trout River, 95, Nassau County, and the ocean. If you have a surveillance system with your business or a surveillance system with your home, I need to find that car. If you would happen to help us out, review whatever surveillance system that you may have access to, find that car. That car is very distinctive. Luckily for the investigation, it's orange and it sticks out like a sore thumb. And it has a black hood, so that helps it stand out. The good thing about that is when you look at a nighttime surveillance, the contrast of the car and the hood, it really does, it stands out. Only during those times. That's a lot of information that I'm asking you to look for, and it takes detective efforts to find that information and come review it when somebody may find it. If you find that information, if you would call 630-0500, that is our non-emergency line. It doesn't get answered the same way that a 911 call answers, so if that number rings busy, don't quit, don't give up on us. We want to know, we want to hear from you. So please, only during those times, that late Thursday to Friday morning, 7 p.m. Thursday to 2 a.m. Friday, if you can see that car on your surveillance video for your business or home, give us a call. It's a lowrider type car. And I said I don't really want to overrun detectives with false leads, but intelligence is intelligence, and if you can help us out with that, that would be another place to do. I'm trying to fill in a timeline. Things like this will help me fill in that timeline. Yesterday we called in the FBI Behavioral Analysis Unit. These are the criminal profilers that you see on television. We're working with them, and they bring myriad resources to help us. They brought them, and they're here, and they're helping us now. And what they're being used for is to crack that story that Ruben has put together. He's clever. I'll give him that much. And he has made efforts to control detectives and control this situation and the story he's told. I can tell you, though, that facade, it won't last. These are bright people looking at this. He had a limited time to come up with a plan. We've got 6 days that we've been unraveling that plan. However, I will give him this much. He's clever. But he can do the right thing. And I've said this from the beginning. Made arrangements for a $4,000 reward through Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers offered $2,000. We had another anonymous donor come in and add $2,000 more to that. And that Crime Stopper reward is for the recovery of Lonzie's body. Typically, the Crime Stopper rewards are for arrests in cases. This Crime Stopper reward of $4,000, $2,000 from Crime Stoppers and $2,000 from an anonymous source, is for us to recover Lonzie's body. And I'll be honest with you, I don't care where that call comes from. I know where that call needs to come from. Part of this facade that he's put up and part of this cleverness he has, maybe he's told somebody. Maybe there is somebody out there that Ruben has passed that information on and let us know what that is. Pick up that phone, and the beauty of Crime Stoppers is its anonymity. You can pick up that phone. We don't know where it came from. We don't know who picks up the money. And honestly, at this point in time, to put this as a resolution, that piece of this puzzle, I just need to find Lonzie's body. This community needs to find Lonzie's body. This has caused heartbreak throughout this community, throughout each and one of these searchers. And honestly, as I've seen things come, this is causing heartbreak around this country. And the heartbreak and frustration, so help me, it's he that can change what's happening here. And all he has to do is pick up a phone and call a number. I understand that some of his counsel has ethical issues with representing them, and he's got constitutional rights. I get it. I go with that. But he's told somebody. Well, I can't say he's told. The potential strongly exists that he's told somebody. Help us put that last piece together. I drove into work this morning and I watched the sunrise, a beautiful sunrise, and I thought, there's a 21-month-old that will probably not ever see a sunrise again, but spent that sunrise somewhere in horrible conditions, and we and I and everybody else dedicated to this is doing everything in our power to find him and put him where he belongs, back in his family's arms. People have asked, are these officers, detectives, these people searching, are they tired? Yes, but I know they're all tired, and I can speak for myself, certainly. tired of the foolishness that's gone on with this case, and Ruben can control how this ends. The one way to fix this mistake that's gone on and to change what's happened is by letting police know the location where we can find him. My very wonderful and very understanding wife and son and daughter want me back into our normal life. And that story rings true with all these officers I talked to. Man, it'd be nice to be able to find him so we can get this resolved. But my understanding and wonderful wife also understands our dedication to this. And however long it takes for every one of these officers that are out there, and the new officers that will come in tomorrow and the new officers that will come in next week, as long as it takes us to do, and as long as I have intelligible information that leads us somewhere, we'll be there searching. I can take some questions.
Chief, you mentioned about a reward. If there's someone out there who wants to add money to that reward, who should they contact?
If they can call the 630-0500 number, we'll get somebody in touch with them if they're interested in doing that. As of now, again, that's a substantial figure, and that's not for the arrest. As it stands, that's just for recovering Monty's body.
Chief Hackney, you mentioned North Jacksonville. Now, that's a huge area you're talking about. Same thing that you're looking at on the south side, doing the same in that area?
Working now, Roger, to take that large area, that's huge. That's huge. I would prefer not to have to look in that large of area, and if I can take intelligence that whittles that down to a closer area, certainly I'm going to share it with the media. But if it's that large area, hey, I said no stone. That's a lot of stones.
When you say security cameras, are you talking about people on Main, Dunn? I'm trying to get an idea of where that car may have traveled, or
There's only a couple routes from the south side up to that north side area, 95, Main Street, over the bridges that get there. And it's hard to say, and I hate to throw such a wide net. People are wanting to help. That's one way they can help.
Are you up there now?
Yes, we're have a very small contingency that's working their way up there now. As the afternoon progresses, that's where we'll end up being.
Sheriff, what drove that change? I mean, was there specific intelligence? Did somebody from there say they thought they saw that car? Did you get a glimpse of it on a surveillance, or one similar to it on surveillance? I mean, why shifted there? What specifically drove it?
I appreciate the question, Dana, and to tell you exactly how that led us to there, it's very, very, very good information that's leading us there, and from a, well, I won't say from a reliable source, but from a source that I have to listen to that leads us there. I said before, we're going in places. This is not a willy-nilly thing. We're not willy-nilly up there.
Chief, Jenna Bourne with Action News Jackson. Do you have results back from Ebron's car being processed?
We did.
What have you been finding?
We found some evidence.
Did you find any blood or anything that would lead to indicate that something violent happened in that car?
I said it before, and I don't say this to be standoffish or not provide the public with the answers that they, I know, so desperately want. But they're answers I know, and they're answers I can't tell you. And what we found in that car and some of the other things that we've discovered, just know, and I've said it before, we're doing everything we can, and if there's something to process or something to do, we're doing it.
Chief, you seem to indicate that the search is going to continue in the next week. You mentioned fresh faces, new people.
Fresh faces, new people. I don't want to predict how long it will take. It's a huge area. It will continue until we don't have intelligence that leads us anymore, or we don't have somewhere to search.
6 days in, we're still at an Amber Alert. Talk to us about that process, how long that can go, and what's the process leading up to it staying as an Amber Alert yearly weekend?
Amber Alert's done, in conjunction with FDLE. At the point that we have now, we have a pretty strong feeling what happened, but I can't say 100%. And until I can really have that 100% conversation with the folks from FDLE, I think it's prudent at this point now to keep that Amber Alert, because that small potential and small possibility exists of, again, I said this before, there's a whole lot more questions than answers. I know how to get the answers. There's nowhere to get the answers. But until I know that, this wide umbrella that covers this whole thing just has to stay. I know that won't last forever. One positive thing, and I certainly don't want to abuse an Amber Alert system at all, it keeps this in the forefront, and it keeps that picture of him out. This community cares, and the news media cares. Y'all have been out there in the heat like we have, waiting to give the next little tidbit of information out there. I know for you it's more than just a story, and for the community as well.
Going back to the beginning, who were the last people who actually saw Lonzy, other than Ruben, or other than his mother? I mean, if you could confirm some third party, who was that and when was that?
We have a third party, Dana, who's done that, and we've painted a timeline and a picture of what occurred during a window of time, and of course that's a reasonable answer, a reasonable question. I have a reasonable answer to it that puts him alive, because that was my question. Puts him alive during a time frame around that time that he was dropped off. But to go more into
during that time he was dropped off. I'm sorry.
I mean, during the time the mother was dropped off.
During that time, so you have a confirmation that's not from her or for him that somebody saw him alive when she was dropped off.
Around that time, but again,
about that. But
around that time, but again,
not 2 hours before, but an hour. Can you give
specifics? I'm not going to do specifics. I'm sorry. I know that it helps write your story and helps get it out there. Specifics may not help the case, and because it may not help the case, I'm not giving.
Does the Amber Alert provide any other resources to you? I mean,
it does. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children have been involved and been in contact with us. That the Amber Alert brings up the CART team through the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. They've been helping us. It brings a lot of help to us. We're putting that into play.
So in addition to alerting the public, it also brings in some additional resources.
It does. It does to a scalable level, and where we've needed, they've stepped up.
Chief, do you have any employment history for Ruben Ebron? How do you make his money?
We do.
What is that employment history?
I'm not going to share all the little details.
Chief, just curious, when was the last time you all spoke to him?
We spoke to him yesterday.
Yesterday.
How many cell phones do you guys tracking? Is it the only one, or do you have more than one?
More than just his.
More than just his? Do you have the mom's?
I have more than just his.
Chief, the profilers, have you used them before, and just exactly what will they be doing?
Not used them in this case before. I mentioned that the FBI and their resources that have been brought in, that's a resource that they brought to the front. They've been plugged in now, and they're going to help us, like I say, whittle away at that story.
Have you ruled out human trafficking in this case? And if so, based on what evidence?
Again, more questions and answers. And that's part of a reason that an Amber Alert would stay, because I can't rule that out. Do I and the rest of the investigative team think it leans away from that? Yeah, pretty strong. Again, without answers.
Chief, I want to piggyback off of what he said about the cell phone. Obviously, they generate a lot of activity. Has cell phone pinging played a role in what's leading you around? Did it play any role with moving to the north side by any chance?
It has been very instrumental in part of, not all of, but part of that intelligence that's led us around. I won't give out all the secrets, but that's part of what it is.
Lindsay Fulbright, WJCT. I know that you've, during the Lonzy search, not to get too off topic, but you recovered 2 other bodies. How common is that? And does that have to do with the environment we're looking at with all the water? And, is there any insight into why that might be?
The insight is a couple hundred people looking in places, and when we have these missing person cases, and we do exhaustive searches. Some of those are at a different level and a different scale than this, and it's not because one case is less important than the other, or a missing person case is less important than that. We basically searched 2,500 acres worth of property and came across these 2, and one in a body of water that we would have had no idea to even look. So, but again, those questions I can answer later. Focus now. Job 1 is Lonzy and his recovery.
Can you say on the north side, what led you to the north side, was that something that somebody said, I've seen him there in the past, or is it something that is more immediate? I mean, is it a situation where, I know this guy, and he goes up there all the time, or used to, or when somebody said, I think I saw him there that Friday?
It's good intelligence, and it's a little bit of both that lead us there. A little bit of current stuff, a little bit of history.
A little bit of history, a little bit of
again, we're looking all kind of different ways. So.
How do
Chief,
you
would you characterize this as the kind of the break or some good information that you've been looking for? Because I know you've been out there 6 days. Is this a ray of hope for y'all, or?
Every little new piece of information is a ray of hope, and that's just another avenue that we can go down. We'll continue going down. Yes, ma'am.
How difficult is it to build a potential murder case without a body?
It's certainly not easy, but we're doing it.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Chief.
Yeah.
You just heard Chief Tom Hackney there. He